Hello everyone and welcome to the live stream. I hope that you're all doing good. Tonight we are going to be hanging out for a couple of hours and we are going to be talking about a shit ton of things that have happened over the past few days. You guys know my streaming schedule has been a little bit wonky over the past few days, primarily because I didn't stream on Sunday, but we're back to our usual schedule, hopefully. And there's been a lot of things that have happened over the past few days. I feel like when I miss a day of like streaming or doing like a video or two, a bunch of stuff happens, or there's things that I could have talked about. So there's a few topics here that have kind of happened over the past few days that I plan to do videos on that I wanted to talk about tonight. Not really any positive news tonight. I'm sorry, guys. I try to always find something positive. I don't really have anything positive listed here tonight. I guess companies getting fucking ratioed and bad products getting ratioed is kind of funny. So that's positive. But if you guys have anything positive you want me to talk about, let me know. Quickly, though, before I list off the topics, thank you, Theater. I know you're not here, but thank you for the $2.69 during the pre-stream. And thank you, Wild Rose, for becoming a Bronze Titan. Welcome to the Dark Titans. I really appreciate your support. So, chat, tonight we're going to be talking about KOTOR 2. Now, I love KOTOR 1, KOTOR 2, absolutely fucking phenomenal games, but, Nintendo recently brought this game to Nintendo Switch, right? Which is cool, positive. Having KOTOR 2 on Nintendo Switch is awesome. And it launched with very solid reviews. Now, the first time KOTOR 2 released, I mean, obviously, it was a fan favorite. People absolutely loved it. It had great reviews. But now that it's come out on Nintendo Switch, of course, reviewers are saying generally the same things. But the problem is that they missed a giant fucking game-breaking bug proving that all of these reviewers didn't actually play the game. Because there is a bug in the game that every single person is running into where you cannot continue the game after that point. You cannot finish the game because of this game-breaking bug. So if these journalists played the game, they would have ran into that, which clearly should have went into their reviews. So I wanted to talk about that. It's primarily journalists being called out for bullshit, most likely paid reviews. And there being actual proof this time. We're going to be talking about Minions and Disney Pixar's Lightyear. I haven't really talked about Lightyear at the box office. Primarily, I did talk about it last week in a live stream, but that was about it. I mean, it came out. It didn't have great ratings. It was doing very bad at the box office. And now, going into the next week, it's still doing terrible at the box office. And it seems like a lot of things are, overthrowing it already. And it hasn't even been out that long. We are going to be talking about the new NFT console that was announced. And how it has been fucking roasted on Twitter. Primarily because the company that is putting this out, first of all, basically copied the GameCube logo and put it on all of the marketing. It looks almost exactly like the GameCube logo. There is a wallet button on the controller so you can quickly access your wallet while in a game. And a lot of people were asking, like, hey, what games are going to be on it? Asking very legitimate questions. And this company is not giving people legitimate answers. They also straight up took the Touch ID from Apple. I mean, Apple has a trademark on Touch ID. They put it on their website. They did end up changing it. But very clearly, to me, when I see all of these red flags right away, I go, yikes, and it clearly deserved to be roasted. We're going to be talking about Thor Love and Thunder. It is finally releasing this weekend, and while the user reviews are not out yet, the critics are not loving this movie right now. This movie is not getting great review scores. Obviously, it's from critics. Take review scores with a grain of salt, because I don't really trust critics a lot of the time. A lot of you don't either, but I still like to talk about this. And a lot of the reviews, like when you go to Google, you type in Thor Love and Thunder reviews, they are all saying it's very disappointing, it's not what I expected, it's one of the weakest entries. I mean, lots and lots of criticisms. So those are the main topics that we're going to be discussing tonight. There's also this that I do believe I'm going to do a video on. I still wanted to bring it up quickly. They announced a Lollipop Chainsaw game for next year. It's getting a remake next year, which is great to hear. I mean, when you hear Lollipop Chainsaw, it's definitely a very memorable title. But of course, we're all kind of putting our money on her outfit being changed, being censored. Like I said this briefly on Twitter, like I'd say in a video. We don't have any proof of this right now, but clearly a game like Lollipop Chainsaw is not going to probably go uncensored. I mean, her outfit is very similar to Tifa's outfit, and if we look at the Final Fantasy VII Remake, Tifa had, like, all this extra cloth underneath her top, and, like, the shorts underneath the skirt, the longer socks, so I think we're all kind of expecting unfortunate censorship to happen with this game. But yeah, those are the topics we're going to be talking about tonight. Hello, everyone. I hope that your evening is going well. We'll get started in a few minutes, but hi. Take the damn L, Lightyear. Yeah, I mean, I understand, like, they made it. It's already released. Like, they're not gonna, like, preemptively, like, admit defeat and say, ugh, it was a failure, whatever. But it's definitely not doing what they probably expected. I know that for me, like, I like the Toy Story movies. I like a lot of Pixar's films. Like, I'm not sitting here as, like, a hater. But I didn't really have any interest in Lightyear after I found out that Tim Allen was not going to be voicing the character again. I really like Tim Allen. I'm a bit of a Tim Allen stan. I loved him in, like, the Santa Claus. Like, I like Tim Allen. When I heard that he was not going to be reprising his role, yeah, obviously, like, Chris Evans, he's not a bad actor or, like, a voice actor or anything. He's just, he wouldn't be my choice for this character, and I was definitely disappointed that they went in that direction. Vera Gamer Girl bathwater for sale when times are tough. No, but you know, I guess never say never, right? Because I mean, who fucking knows? Who knows? Never say never. Maybe one day. Yes, they are doing a Lollipop Chainsaw remake, which initially is very exciting news. And again, I'm not sitting here saying, like, doom and gloom, it's definitely going to be censored. But I have a feeling that her outfit and some of the themes probably will be censored. We most likely will not get the panty shot achievement. I mean, I've never streamed Lollipop Chainsaw on the channel. Maybe it's about time. But I definitely think that I definitely think that there's already a few red flags with this, right? Like, the soundtrack, they are completely overhauling the soundtrack because of licensing with the music, and I felt like that was a very iconic part of it. I don't know what they're gonna do. I'm just not sure, like, what they're gonna do to still make it feel like Lollipop Chainsaw and have it not be too different, because I feel like it's definitely a game that if you kind of fuck up the atmosphere or you change the atmosphere of the game, people will not like it as much as the original, and obviously they want people to like the original so that they can, you know, sell copies of it, of the new game. But I'm just not sure if without the music, with changes in character design and stuff, if it's going to work. I'm definitely willing to see what happens, to give it a chance. I'm not sitting here trying to be a negative ass Nancy, but I mean, do you really think that this shit's gonna go fucking uncensored in 2023? Fuck no. You really think this is gonna be fucking uncensored? Fuck no. They're gonna raise her skirt. They're probably gonna put cloth underneath her bra, her chest piece, her shirt, whatever you want to call it. We will most likely not have this same character. But we'll see. But yeah, I'm sure that they'll also remove things like the upskirt achievement. Like, clearly there's things that are probably not going to slide. Exactly, they turned Thor into an absolute comical, bungling clown to make Thor woman look good. Well, the thing is that Thor has never been, like, if you look at comic Thor, he's never been, like, the smartest, right? Like, he's definitely had, I would say, a bit of a slightly more comical theme to him. But I think that they took it way, way, way too far. It sounds like with Thor Love and Thunder, right? Again, I haven't seen it yet. I've only seen the trailers. I've read the reviews. It seems like they just took it. They saw how well Ragnarok did. And Ragnarok, I feel, had a good amount of comedy, but also having a very almost serious tone like the other films. And I felt like it was really well done. But I think that with Love and Thunder, they probably took it in... They probably leaned too far in the comical direction with the characters, the story, and that's, from what I see, kind of one of the main gripes about the movie is that, it's just a massive comedy. When, yeah, I think that comedy could work, like it has, but you can't overdo it. I mean, we're not talking about a fucking Disney Plus series that's a fucking Thor and Loki sitcom over here, right? We're not talking about something like that. It's gotten to the point where I hear remake or reboot and I immediately expect it to be changed for modern audiences. Yeah, and with the Lollipop Chainsaw reboot, they've already used the term, I don't remember what it was. I think if I talk about it in a video tomorrow, I'll have it, but it's like, they've already used specific terms that kind of sound in line with, like, modern audience, like, modern concepts, right? They're making the game more realistic visually. Like, they're already using very iffy terminology with this remake, because they were like, oh, visually it's gonna be modern. It's like, ooh, yeah, it's gonna be realistic. Yeah, well, we also heard with, like, we've heard with many characters that the realism argument has been used. Oh, well, they have to be wearing things that are realistic and they have to look realistic, and that's, unfortunately, a giant excuse that's used when we see characters being toned down. So, I don't know. I'm part of me is very excited. But part of me is also like, I've talked about situations like this for fucking years at this point. I'm not going to get too excited. Yeah, probably a smaller chest size, longer skirt, stuff like that is probably likely. I don't think that they'll completely change her outfit. I don't think that they're going to put her in, like, jeans and a long sleeve shirt. But I do think that they're are probably strategic moves that they're going to do with her outfit. Who knows? We can hope that that won't happen, though. It most likely will happen, though. But alright, we'll get started in just a second. I want to be hopeful, right? Like, I don't want to be a bitch over here and say everything is doomed to fail and everything's terrible. But how do they expect us to react? Yeah, look realistic in games with aliens, demons, vampires, and giant robots. That, you said it, not me. Geez, guys, that's some realism there. When they say visually, you know, I think most of us expect them to mean, like, the graphic style, right? And, like, all the characters actually look realistic and, you know, the settings look realistic, but at the same time, it is a very slippery slope where we hear that wording be used now, and then in a year, when we're actually seeing the remake, and we're seeing footage, we see the changes, and oh, they use the same excuse, it's for realism. So, I don't know. Alright, guys. Let's get started with the first topic, which is going to be Knights of the Old Republic. Now, you guys know, and I've said this a trillion times, okay, I've live streamed KOTOR 1, whole game. I've played it many times on my own. I love Knights of the Old Republic 1 and 2. I felt like 2 was a great sequel. And I was actually pretty excited to hear that it was coming to Nintendo Switch, that we were getting a port of this game, because I'm one of those people that if I love a game, I purchase it as many times as I can, and KOTOR is definitely no stranger to that. And unfortunately, when KOTOR 2 released on Switch, the port released on Switch, I heard about this game-breaking bug and how basically the team behind the port wasn't really acknowledging the fact that it was happening. They weren't really acknowledging the fact that it needed to be fixed right away. Eventually, they did make statements saying, hey, we're going to look into it. But I talk all the time about journalists, in quotes, of course, reviewers, even, you know, in games, in movies, entertainment in general. I talk about how I don't really believe review scores from critics. I mean, if I want to, you know, experience something, I'll judge it myself. But unfortunately, we see this thing go on where a movie comes out and it's by a giant studio. And of course, reviewers give that movie fan-fucking-tastic scores. And then users give products mediocre scores. And they say, well, it wasn't as good as we thought it was going to be. And it comes across as those reviewers were paid for their good reviews. And this situation really sat wrong with me and, of course, a lot of other people, because reviewers failed to notice the port launched with a game-breaking bug. Now, when you think about KOTOR 2 reviews, right, obviously, this game has been out for many, many years. They're basically just replaying this game with, you know, it's just a port, right? It's not like it's a remake. It's not like it's a complete remaster. So the content that's there is the content that you know that people have loved. But the problem lies in the fact that every single person, okay, has dealt with this game-breaking bug, and there's no way to progress past that game-breaking bug. So clearly, if these reviewers actually played this game, they would have ran into this bug, and they could have reported on it. When I see a review, okay, I expect it to mention, hey, there's this massive fucking bug that you cannot get past. But that didn't happen with KOTOR. So, of course, it comes off as, yikes, caught you red-handed. It says a number of reviewers heaped lavish praise upon the Nintendo Switch port of KOTOR 2, despite the game releasing with a major game-breaking bug. It would be like, you know, a title like Fallout 76 releasing, and reviewers gave it 100% or a 90% score because they ignored the bugs. Like, clearly that cannot happen. That is not the way that reviewers should act. If there is a game-breaking bug, they should fucking report on it in their review. And in half a year, if they want to update their review and add a new section on that says, oh, all of these problems were fixed, that's fine. But initially, if a game is broken, they should be reporting, hey, listen, it's great, but there's all these problems. It says shortly after the port of the 2004 title released on June 8th, players discovered the game would crash during the Basilisk crash cutscene. Even worse, as this cutscene was part of the main story, this bug left players unable to beat the game. So we're not even talking about maybe like a side quest that's kind of bugged, because of course that happens sometimes in games, right? There's problems. I'm not saying that like the game has to be perfect or it deserves a 0% fucking review score. But when something like this is a massive problem and it's part of the main story, so you cannot progress, it should be talked about. It says this failure was acknowledged by Aspyr, the studio who ported the game, after users tweeted to them about the issue. I am glad that they at least started responding, but it wasn't immediate, okay? The game released on June 8th, and it took them until June 20th to even start acknowledging the problems. So we're not talking about like 2 days or maybe even 3 days. I mean, that's a lot. That's a lot of time to basically give people zero answers. People had tweeted at them, "Are you guys aware that there is no way to complete this game? I've been stuck on the Andron Basilisk crash for a week now." And then they said, "Hi, this is a known issue that will be addressed in the next patch. While we cannot provide an ETA at this time, we will definitely let you know." In turn, Aspyr confessed, "Yes, we are aware and our dev team is working on delivering the patch as soon as possible. We apologize for the inconvenience and appreciate your patience in the meantime." I mean, what are people supposed to do? You literally cannot continue the game because of the problem. I mean, yeah, of course we have to wait. Yeah, you could refund it, but again, after a certain amount of time. I don't remember exactly where this cutscene is in the game. I don't remember how far in it is, but still. It's like, yeah, I mean, what do you expect us to do? I mean, a lot of storefronts, Nintendo included, after you've played something for a certain amount of time, you can't refund it. At the time, Aspyr recommended users cheat to get around the issue, explaining on the port's official support page, "For now, our suggested workaround is to warp past the point where the game crashes using the cheats menu." Now, I would understand them saying this if it would take them 3 or 4 days to get a patch out, right? "We're so sorry this happened. If you don't want to wait the 3 or 4 days, a week at fucking most, you can do this." But it launched on June 8th. It took them until June 20th to respond, and that patch hadn't even come out. It says, while the fact that the Switch version of KOTOR 2 launched with such a devastating bug was surprising, what was even more so was the fact that gaming reviewers apparently failed to catch the issue. This is why I truly believe that more individuals who are content creators, or let me put it this way, more of these reviewers, okay, whether they work for a Kotaku, a Polygon, a whoever, this is why more of them should actually put up, like, do live streams, okay, of them actually fucking playing through the game. Because first of all, they can talk about their experiences live, and second of all, we can see if something like this is wrong, and then we can see who actually played the game. Now, of course, they're not going to do that because most of them don't actually fucking play the games that they talk about, or they play maybe the first 2 or 3 hours. But this is, I've said this before, but this is why I feel like these websites should hire people who actually do live streams, video content, etc., so that, I mean, we as consumers could see this happening in real time. Again, I fucking love KOTOR 1 and KOTOR 2, but it is unacceptable that a game launched with a massive game-breaking bug. The developers didn't have a patch within the first week, and then reviewers are putting out reviews, right? Reviewers, in quotes, they're putting out these reviews praising it, but they're ignoring the fact that there's this game-breaking bug. It says, while the fact... Oh, I already read that section. Following the game's review embargo being lifted, review aggregate website Metacritic reported that the port had received an early average review score of around 79%, with all but 4 of the 15 reviews notching a score of 80 or higher. So that, I mean, 80% is pretty good. It's not perfect, right? But it's still pretty good. But the problem lies in this, right? Pocket Tactics. I don't know what Pocket Tactics is. That's not a burn. what the fuck is Pocket Tactics, chat? Hurry, fucking fill me in. Gave KOTOR 2 a 9 out of 10. Highlighting how Aspyr has done a phenomenal job in bringing it to a Switch audience. Yeah, except the fact that you can't get past this cutscene and your game is constantly fucking broken for, you know, a month at this point. If you get to that cutscene and you don't use the fucking cheat menu. I mean, that's the problem here. Is that we've always said it seems like journalists and reviewers are getting paid to give good reviews to video games, to TV shows, to movies. Do you really expect me to have confidence in a fucking industry filled with people who are doing shit like this? No, of course not. I don't have confidence. As a result, I have nothing to say about performance other than the game runs well and I experienced minimal issues during my time with it. Clearly, they didn't play until the Basilisk crash cutscene because you cannot get past it except for using the cheat menu. That should be noted in a review. You shouldn't be skimming past that. But of course, because they didn't actually play the game. They didn't actually play the port. It's not mentioned. They most likely played the game years and years and years ago. So, to be transparent, right? I've gotten review codes from companies. Like with... I'm not going to mention any specific games. How about that? I've gotten review codes from companies, and when, you know, they email you offering you a code for a game, or if you email them asking for a code for a game, most of these companies, what they do is they send you the code, and they basically look at the percentage of the game that you've played, or how much time you've put into it, right? So if I get a code, they say your fulfillment rate is like 0% because I've only just downloaded the game, I haven't played it at all. But if I leave the game open for, say, 5 hours, that percentage would go up because I've left the game open for so long. So a lot of these individual websites are probably going through that too, and they probably just like leave the game open. And it still ticks up percentage because the game is still on. It's not actually tracking how much of the game you've played. I mean, you could just email them back saying, oh yeah, I played 100% of the game. I did a full playthrough. It was awesome. Thanks. Right? And most of them believe you. I mean, a website like a Kotaku or Polygon, I'm sure they don't have that same system. But I'm sure that Pocket Tactics and potentially other websites like this are smaller. They probably have to follow the same regulations that, like, I would. I know how this shit goes, okay? They probably just left the game open. Sent a generic review because they probably played the real KOTOR, the first version of KOTOR fucking 15 years ago. They remember their experiences. Maybe they replayed it a couple of years ago. And they just gave it a great review because they love the original KOTOR game, which is fine. I love the original KOTOR game too. But when you are not actually playing the new version, you do not get to experience performance issues, which is a problem. God is a Geek's Lyle Carr also scored it a 9 out of 10, praising if you've played KOTOR 2 before, chances are you just want to know if the game runs well on Switch. Well, I can happily confirm, once again, Aspyr have knocked it out of the park, and of course, no talk about game-breaking issues. Only the lowest rated review on Metacritic for KOTOR 2 from Game Rant, the only fucking one, seemed to mention bugs. Only one critic review mentioned the game-breaking bug, saying a host of smaller bugs players can no doubt wave off, such as audio dipping, intrusive walls, AI failing to act or causing allies and foes to leap around. This, to me, doesn't give me any more confidence in reviewers, and I'm sure a lot of you feel that same way. I mean, I'm sure a lot of you have for years at this point, but it's just another example of websites seemingly putting out very positive reviews for something that doesn't deserve it. So alright guys, next we are going to move into Minions and Lightyear. We're going to be talking about some box office numbers. I did talk about Lightyear last week, briefly in a live stream, so this is kind of a bit of a follow-up. And, yeah, we're not going to be on this topic for too long, but I did still want to do a follow-up. Pocket, yeah, they're called Pocket Tactics. Again, not like an own, but I've never heard of Pocket Tactics, and I've never heard of God is a Geek. I will look them up after the stream, so I am hashtag informed. I had never heard of these outlets, I guess we'll call them. I don't know if it's like basically a blog with maybe like 2 or 3 people, or if they're legitimate. They might be legitimate. Again, not an own over here, right? I don't know who they are, but I thought it was kind of suspicious as well. It's really great, guys, to see reviewers not actually playing a game or mentioning vital issues. How did you get the review code for 7 Pirates H? Did they contact you or did you ask them? I mean, I've been offered games and I've been asked to play games on the channel. With 7 Pirates H, I specifically reached out to them. But, you know, basically there's this thing where if you get, like, a review code from a company, most of the time when they launch another game, they're going to reach out to you after that point because, like, my fulfill rate was 100%. Like, I played the full game on stream. Like, I rated the game on their website. Like, I mean, I did what I did, and I wanted to stream it for you guys. But yeah, I mean, some games I'm offered and I don't accept. Some games I'm offered and I do accept. And then some games I reach out to a company and I say, hey, I want to play this for my audience, and yeah. It all depends on the company, and yeah. I have heard of God is Geek. I don't think I've ever heard of them, but maybe I have, I don't know. Maybe I would see their logo and be like, oh, I have heard of them. I don't think so. They didn't play the game? Shock, I know. How could they? How could they? You would think that being employed as a gaming journalist would require you to be a gamer. That is a great fucking point to bring up this article on thegamer.com. This is what I'm talking about in a video tomorrow. Don't fucking do this to me. Open up, you goddamn cocksucker. Open up. That is, here it is. That is a great fucking point. This is something I'm going to talk about in a video tomorrow. By thegamer.com, gamers are terrible people and we should stop being okay with it. Wicked. Ah. Wow, you think by being employed by thegamer.com, that might mean you, in fact, are a gamer. Stacy Henley, I guess, isn't a gamer. Chills. Chills. I hate game journalists. There's, like, some out there that are good, but most of the mainstream ones I hate. Not like a personal hate, but, like, on a professional level, I hate them. I really do. And I don't know these people personally, so I'm not going to judge them personally. Excuse me? Yeah. We should stop being okay with it. What the fuck do they want to do? They want to fucking ban gamers? Like, what the fuck does this mean? We should stop being okay with it. What happens if we stop being okay with gamers then? What do you want to do? Fucking shove us all on an island? Like, what the fuck? Like, what is this? Too funny. Yeah, gamers are terrible. That's it. That's the article. Alright guys, so let's get into the next topic at hand. Also, there's 100 people here. Thank you for stopping by. If you're enjoying, make sure to give the stream a like. Check out links in the description. We are talking very quickly about Lightyear, Minions, topic I discussed last week. Wanted to do a quick follow-up since we're here. We're live streaming. We're chatting. We're talking. We're having a great old time. I don't know if you know what? I'm gonna admit it. I think the Minions are funny. Okay? I know. They're a little overdone at this point. I know. Right? Like, Stranger Things Season 5 isn't coming out till mid to end of 2024. We're probably gonna get fucking 4 Minions movies in between that time. I like Minions, okay? And I would be someone who would pay to go see a Minions movie in theater if movie tickets were not like $20 each, right? If they were like $10, I would totally go and pay for one. But families have turned out in droves this holiday weekend to see the rise of Gru, but not the Toy Story spinoff. I also love Toy Story. I think Toy Story is great. I had zero interest in Lightyear, okay? My primary issue was the fact that, of course, it's a prequel, but they don't even have Tim Allen voicing the character anymore, which to me was kind of stupid. I didn't like that idea. That's what they went with. They wouldn't get my money. But it says families voted with their dollars as the Minions: The Rise of Gru box office absolutely destroyed and embarrassed the Disney Pixar Lightyear movie. That is interesting. It's interesting and it's funny. Get fucking wrecked, Lightyear. An L for Lightyear. And it says, and Minions did it in only a weekend. Minions: The Rise of Gru, which opened this weekend, has made over $202 million at the worldwide box office, which blows away Lightyear's $187 million worldwide in more than 2 weeks of release. The Minions are on the fucking loose. Jesus Christ. I know that there's the memes going around of like people being like, I'll take 5 tickets to see Minions: The Rise of Gru, and it's people in suits. Absolute fucking hilarious Chad meme, right? I don't see anyone doing anything special like that for Lightyear. Domestically, Minions has also brought in the Independence Day 4-day opening record of $127.9 million, which is above expectations and obliterates Disney Pixar's Toy Story spinoff, which only had a total domestic of $105 million. Now, obviously, we're still talking about a lot of money here, right? I'm not trying to say that Toy Story spinoff made $0, Lightyear made $0, because it didn't. But ultimately, I mean, it's a Toy Story spinoff, so it was going to make money no matter what content was in it. Like Thor: Love and Thunder. No matter how bad some people think it is, there's still going to be people who buy 5 tickets to see it all the fucking time, you know, fucking weekend after weekend after weekend, who loved it. There's still going to be fanboys who purchase tickets and go and see it. And I'm not judging. If that's the entertainment you want to watch, you go for it. But the Minions it's taken out Lightyear at the box office, which I think is just, it is just chef's kiss, right? This is pure fucking comedy. Okay, I am an adult watching movies aimed at children wrecking each other at the fucking box office and it becoming a massive meme. It says, the Minions: Rise of Gru domestic opening is also at the highest of the Despicable Me movies and is on par with the 2015 Minions movie that made over $1.1 billion at the box office. Again, I like Minions, right? Minions are cool. Now, if I had to choose, like, a family-friendly series to go watch at the theaters, or like that I would fucking simp for, it wouldn't be Minions. It'd be like fucking How to Train Your Dragon, right? I'd go see those a billion times over. Minions, not so much. I don't have plans to see the Minions: The Rise of Gru in theaters right now, but maybe in a week or something I'll go see it, because this is too funny. I want to be part of the revolution, okay, guys? It says in its 3rd weekend of release, Lightyear dropped another 64% and brought in only $6.5 million, giving it the number 6 movie of the 4th of July holiday weekend, getting beat out by The Black Phone, a movie I'm actually very excited to see, Jurassic World Dominion, Elvis. I don't really care about the Elvis film, to be honest, but I'll see it at some point. Top Gun Maverick, and the aforementioned Minions: The Rise of Gru. I mean, Lightyear is getting beat out by fucking everything. And I just think that that's too good. Okay? It is too funny. It's too hilarious, right? Absolute meme potential over here. I don't know if any of you have, you know, younger kids or teenagers in your lives that you brought to see the Minions movie, or if you just yourself went to see the Minions movie. But either way, it's hilarious. And there also was a lot of controversy around Lightyear, which probably also didn't help the movie. No controversy around Minions, chat. Minions is ruling the box office. It is taking down Lightyear. Elvis is 3 hours long. Yeah, Elvis wasn't a film that I was interested in going to the theaters to see. Like I talk about, I only see very specific movies in theaters. Like Afterlife, Spider-Man No Way Home. Like movies I'm the most hyped for. Top Gun Maverick, but you know, sometimes I'll go and see random shit in theaters. Not usually, though. But yeah, I didn't have a lot of hype around Elvis, so I figured I'd just see it, you know, when it releases online. Yeah, Disney gets what they fucking deserve. Which is just too good. It's too fucking good. Yeah, I agree. I wouldn't mind Top Gun reclaiming that #1 spot. It probably will next week. Oh, no, it's not going to because Thor comes out this weekend, so that's going to have #1. So Top Gun's probably done at the top, but it did hold top for a couple weeks, which was awesome. And it did already pass 1 billion, which is great. What's this whole going outside thing? Yeah, I know. It's a struggle. It's something you don't want to experience. I actually want to see Thor: Love and Thunder. Might be trash. We're going to talk about Thor: Love and Thunder after the next topic, because we're going to talk about the NFT console next, and then we're going to talk about Thor. But yeah, I will not be going to see Thor: Love and Thunder in theaters. But if you want to, that's awesome. I mean, hey, like I say, guys, you know, just because I don't like something doesn't mean you have to dislike something. But, yeah. That's why the screen looked weird. It was zoomed out. Top Gun was good. I agree. How bad did Minions beat this movie? By a light year? That's pretty good. Top Gun cleared 1 billion. That was important. It did. It did clear 1 billion, which is fucking awesome. Maverick was good. It was great, actually. Disney is on its way out. Well, the thing is that I don't think Disney will ever be out, right? Because, I mean, it's Disney. But we're definitely seeing a bit of a shift here. Let me scroll up in chat and we'll move on to the next topic, which is going to be... Oh, boy. Oh, boy. The Polium one. Polium one? I've been calling it the Polium one. Oh, boy! It's broken the internet a little bit. And everyone seems pretty pissed off at it, which I think is just pure comedy. Lots of pure comedy tonight, right? Lots of comedy. And I think it's pretty fucking funny. I think it's great. Yeah, 1.1 billion, which is awesome. Good for fucking Top Gun. Yeah, Elvis. I'll see it at some point. Yeah, the GameCube logo console. Oh, boy. Boy, oh, boy. Marvel Phase 4 is pure garbage. Yeah, I've been really disappointed because they hyped up this theme for this phase, for Phase 4, and I feel like it's just been so meh. Like, it was a great idea, but very poor execution. Ugh, Natalie Portman. I do not like her. And it's so dumb that she came... We'll talk about it, but I've said it multiple times now. It's so dumb that she literally abandoned the MCU and then only came back when they offered her, like, a shit ton more money, more screen time. She's, you know, the second most important character. The theme of Phase 4 is woman. Yeah. I could do with you know, the theme of a phase being women. But yeah, we're talking about strong, independent woman here, which is very different. Someone described Marvel Phase 4 as Stage 4. That is just... true. Oh yeah, Natalie Portman is a massive fucking hypocrite. All she does is virtue signal. Alright, chat. So let us move into the next topic at hand, which is going to be something that's blown up over the past, I want to say day. We'll say 2 days, though, because it was over the holiday weekend. Now, this blew up, I think, because for multiple reasons. Number one, it's a very, very bad concept, okay? And kind of the meme potential, right? So this is an NFT console that has been announced that has a logo that looks almost identical to the GameCube logo. They took Apple trademarked features like Touch ID, put that on their website, and I think the controller is probably the one thing that people have been memeing, is the fact that on this controller there is a wallet button to quickly access your wallet while in a game, which of course makes EA executives cream their pants. But let's start with this article. It's by Game Rant. It says the newly announced Polium 1 controller is an NFT console that's already gotten plenty of backlash from the gaming community. NFT bros unite. NFTs in gaming have been a controversial topic ever since they started cropping up in recent titles. Yeah, it's been a little bit more than just slightly controversial. I mean, it's been causing massive fucking controversy. And for good reason. For good reason. It says the likes of Axie Infinity and CryptoKitties have catapulted play-to-earn NFT games, but the traditional gaming community isn't yet convinced of NFT gaming for varied reasons. There are the system's environmental consequences. Hold on, guys. 1 second. Let's reread this. The likes of Axie Infinity and CryptoKitties have catapulted play-to-earn NFT games, but the traditional gaming community isn't yet convinced of NFT gaming for varied reasons. So yes, Axie Infinity, CryptoKitties, very play-to-earn NFT games. Yikes. So it's no surprise that the newly announced Polium 1 garnered plenty of backlash from the gaming community. Touted as the world's first multi-chain gaming console for Web3, the product lets users play blockchain-based games, download metaverses, and trade NFTs. And of course, as soon as you hear something like an NFT console focused on NFT gaming, a lot of people are instantly like, yikes. Could you explain a little bit more to us? And the company behind this game, or this game console, I should say, this NFT console, they haven't really explained it all that well. They basically went on social media, posted, this is our idea, this is what we're doing, and they really didn't respond the best way to consumers who had questions. They basically have avoided questions. They have refused to answer questions. But yeah. It says the Polyam 1 console is a product of Polyam, a gaming company that is laying down the foundations for Web3 gaming. Note that most of the world is currently in the Web 2 stage. Web 3 is believed to follow soon, and it entails the proliferation of blockchain technology, including cryptocurrencies and NFTs. Now, of course, when you hear about a new, gaming company releasing a new gaming console, we all become very skeptical, and for the right reasons. And what's followed after the announcement has been hilarious. So this was their Twitter thread. It says, we are introducing this multi-chain console. It says, a lot of criticisms and mixed reviews. Web3 gaming will be the future. And then they're using little, rocket emojis and a game controller emoji. We will have a functional prototype ready before we take any pre-orders or funding. Let's clear some things up. So they don't have a functional prototype now. And they're not taking pre-orders now. I feel like they announced this to just see what the backlash was going to be. Okay? That's how I feel. I don't think that they actually plan to release this anytime soon. They just were like, yeah, let's release some of our promotional material. Let's get people talking and judge how well this is going to go over with people. And then, I hate when companies do this shit, right? Let's clear some things up. And then it's like all these fucking emojis. It's cringe. I hate the word cringe. It's cringe. 1, we did not copy the Nintendo GameCube logo. I think that this is where kind of a lot of the controversy started, because if you look at the logo, right, it's very fucking similar to a GameCube logo, right? I mean, as you can see down there, I mean, it's like they just turned it. It's like the opening for the G, and yeah, it's supposed to be G for GameCube, but it's like the opening was just turned. It's like they basically flipped the image. The opening's at another side. It's on the left bottom hand side instead of the top right side. So it looks more like a P, but it's basically the same fucking design. Which a lot of people, of course, dunked on them for. But they said, 1, we did not copy the Nintendo GameCube logo. There are multiple companies that are using a similar logo, but we will illustrate a new logo that is original. Okay, so they claim that there are multiple companies that are using a similar logo. Of course, did they show any examples? Of course not. Did they actually say, hey, these are other companies that their logos also look awfully similar, maybe you should go after them too? Of course they didn't do that. Because there aren't any. Number 2, the console will have games and exclusive games. We are currently in talks with different game developers and will make some announcements soon. We know that a console can't be successful without games. People, of course, ask them, can you name a single Web3 game that anyone has ever heard of? They say, Web3 game developers. Do you know the history of Web3 game developers so far, right? Like 99% Kickstarter scams built on asset flips and stolen art. They didn't, of course, list off a single game, a single group of developers. They didn't give us any fucking information, which is absurd. They said 3, we have experience in hardware and software. Have you guys ever heard of them? No, of course not, because they're no ones. As far as I know, the console will be built and we will execute on the roadmap. This space bashes builders who are building for Web3 to help it expand. We are also building the console for ourselves and will not stop. Hey, I'm not asking them to stop. I'm just asking for legitimate fucking evidence that they have a plan and they're not just shoving concept arts in our faces, expecting us to swipe our credit cards to pre-order a product that will probably never come out. But of course they didn't do that. They didn't name a single game. They didn't name a single group of developers. They didn't say, hey, we have this industry veteran and that industry veteran behind us. As soon as you hear NFT, we instantly think it's fucking trash. And this is an instant turnoff for a lot of people. They announced the design for the controller, and it says they have a fingerprint scanner, haptic feedback, headphone jack to voice chat, a sensitive touchpad, but they also put that there is a wallet button to quickly access your wallet while in a game. Of course, That's hilarious because EA executives are probably freaking out right now. Executives of Activision Blizzard are probably freaking out right now going, fuck, why didn't we think of that first? But they also decided to put a wallet button. I believe they didn't show specifically where, but I believe it's if you look at the controller, it's at the top left, next to the D-pad. I'm pretty sure that's where the button is, but yeah, it's got a wallet button to quickly access your funds, which of course is it's just a fucking meme. We've seen this go around. Electronic Arts releasing prototypes for a new gaming console, and it's literally just a fucking credit card reader. I mean, it's too goddamn funny. The jokes are fucking endless here. And let's also look at the responses, right? I had to dust off an ancient meme for this. Phase 1, label a console Web 3. Phase 2, question mark. Phase 3, profit. I'm not someone who is sitting here shitting on developers, a company, whoever, for wanting to come up with something new. You know, I want to see the industry continue to grow. I want to see new innovative ideas. I always say this. I'm not instantly trashing them for saying, hey, we want to create this thing, but it's Web3 bullshit. It's being marketed as an NFT console. They've got wallet buttons on their controllers. I mean, they're talking about how, oh, you know, we've got so many developers already starting to create games. We're going to have exclusive games. They're not listing any games, any ideas. They're not talking about any developers. I mean, hell, it's not like they even have a website where it's like this veteran and that industry veteran are part of this project. They're saying, you should believe in us because you should believe in us. They want us to just blindly shut up, say, wow, this is going to be a great product, and not question anything, which is, of course, fucking ridiculous. People are asking things like, how exactly will NFT gaming be the future? The resources needed to create individual assets that players can own simply isn't viable for modern gaming, unless, of course, graphics are extremely simple or the differences are stat-based in nature, which means it's pay to win. And then people are saying things like, easier question, what problem does gaming have now which is solved by NFTs? Specifically, what problem is not solved better and easier by existing tech? Keep asking this questions, and companies like Polium keep running away. If they had went on social media, posted all of these ideas, and actually given us some details, I think that people would be like, okay, you know what? We'll see you in another fucking year when you have some kind of information for us. But they announced that they're creating this thing. They say all of these things like, oh, we've got so many games in the works, and it's gonna have exclusive games, and we've got all these big developers, but they have no fucking details. I could say, guys, I'm announcing it today. I'm creating a video game console. I've got some industry veterans that are part of it. I've got some developers who are working with me on it. And it'd be the same exact thing. It's ridiculous. Thank you, Christopher, for the $10 super chat. Even COVID can't keep me from simping on You have COVID? Well, that sucks. I'm sorry. I hope you feel better. Great show. Thank you for the donation. And, I hope you get better soon. Much appreciated. Thank you, thank you. All the Amico jokes in chat. Looks like the Amico people have moved on to another project. Grim. Yeah, they have the Amico developers on board. Guys, I mean, I've talked about Amico plenty of times before too, right? Initially, I was like, you know what, whatever, we'll see what happens, right? Give it a chance. Well, we see that nothing has happened. Well, nothing good. Thank you, Wild Rose, for the $5 super chat. The only problem solved by NFTs is how to milk us for more money. They are keen to solve that problem. Very true, Wild Rose. But thank you for the $5 super chat. Scrolling down, shouldn't you have actual games first before declaring yourself the future of gaming? This is a massive problem for me, right? These people, whoever the fuck this person is running the social media account, is going on social media saying that they're the future of gaming and they're creating the future of gaming, but they have absolutely nothing to show besides a concept art for something where they're even changing it, right? It's not like it's a solid, you know, concept art. I mean, they have to change the logo now. They have to change all of the branding now. I don't know if they'll remove the wallet button. I highly doubt it, though. Say they are the future, use the GameCube logo. Hey, I fucking love the GameCube, but it's so true. They're talking about being the future, yet they're just copying another company's fucking logo. Yeah, I mean, I definitely agree with the Amico jokes right now. I tried to give Amico a chance, you know. I interviewed people who were part of it. I had said, we'll see what happens, right? And nothing's happened except for bad news, and bad news. Yeah. It's like, I am willing to give companies, developers, I'm willing to give people chances, right? You guys fucking see that. I even went to an event where I played the Amico. I tried to give the Amico a chance, right? But, I mean, it's been years at this point. Prices have been doubled, tripled. We're nowhere closer to an announcement date. I mean, trademarks are falling through. It's just a big disaster. Do I think that this NFT console is going to be positive or go well either? No, I think it's just another massive fucking joke. Ouya 2.0. At least Ouya had Tower Fall. And then people are asking very legitimate questions. How will Web3 gaming be the future? And of course they give no fucking answers. If you're going to announce something and claim that you're the future of gaming, you need to give people details. But they didn't. KFC console superior. I want a KFC console. I need a KFC console. That shit would be awesome. I put it right behind me, chat. So how will Web3 gaming be the future? And someone answered, when a tech company says something is the future and will happen with nothing to back it up, you're seeing vaporware in action. In before, we can't say anything more right now, but stand by for an announcement of an announcement. Again, this is another fucking giant problem. It's announcement of an announcement of an announcement of an announcement. Just give us fucking details or shut the hell up. Also, why is Switch Pro trending? Oh. Okay. Not for any legitimate reason. Okay. No. Basic but fundamental and constructive questions. 1. Why a console when there are PCs and smartphones already? 2. How your OS will be different than that of the Steam Deck? How Web3 games will shine more on your console than in other platforms? And of course, no answer. Let's go to Polyum's Twitter account and let's see their tweets and replies. They do have a Discord server. I'm not going to join it. But tweeting shit like this isn't going to fucking get you anywhere, right? Someone asked them. Those words were strung together to make a sentence, but they don't make much sense. What even is Web3 gaming and what benefits would such a specialized console bring to it? This is the #1 fucking reason why I will never, ever, ever purchase one of these with my money. I don't care if it comes out and it is the future of fucking gaming. Web3 gaming is the future. With a rocket. Motherfucker is probably one of these fucking guys who made some money off of fucking game stonks, right? And this is how they're responding. They're like, huh, game stonk to the moon. Web3 gaming is the future. Give people legitimate answers and don't be like this. Just don't be like this guy. Whoever's running the social media account. Whoever it is. Someone said, people were debating on like time frames, right? And they responded with, it takes console giants 5+ years because they are console giants. They have a reputation and must get approval for multiple departments and key investors through the hardware development process. Also, they need exclusive games, which takes more time. But didn't they also just say how they also needed exclusive games and how they are going to have them? I mean, come on, the jokes make themselves. It's just more people, more of this person, I should say, not giving answers. The only answer they said was, someone said, when can we expect the hardware details to be announced? And they said, estimate date, November 2022. We will keep everyone informed on Discord and Twitter. So they announced that there's going to be an announcement for another announcement in November 2022. It's like, really? I don't need an announcement for an announcement of an announcement, you know? It's kind of stupid if you ask me. We are currently working on the prototype. That's nice. You shouldn't announce shit until you actually have it almost done or you have legitimate details. I mean, that's the way that I feel. It's like you announce stuff too early and then you end up in a Cyberpunk 2077 situation where we wait for 10 years, we get so excited, we find out, well, it's actually only really been 2 years or 2.5 to 3 years that we've been working on this game, and it wasn't even close to done when it came out, so people's expectations were so fucking high, and the product ended up being, I don't want to say so bad, because, like, now, you know, a year and a half later, it's patched, and it's fixed, and it's a good experience, right? But it had so many issues at launch that now no one plays it. No one wants to give it another chance. It looks similar, but GameCube has a G and the cube represents their name. Our cube represents blockchain and a P stands for Polyum. They literally just turned the logo. I mean, again, it's like the same fucking logo, only it's rotated. That's all that it is. So this is the new NFT console, chat. It's even got a wallet button to quickly access your wallet while in a game. Doesn't that sound great? Doesn't that sound like the future of gaming, chat? Doesn't that sound like the future of gaming? I'm sure you all would love that very, very much. And I'm sure you all will be purchasing at least 3. It's like a, you know, it's like a freedom phone. You know, I'm sure you all purchased your Freedom phones, right? Because that was the future of the future of mobile devices, right, chat? Yeah, there's no way that I would plan to support this. I mean, it's not like you can pre-order anything right now for it, right? But with the way that they're responding to people on social media comes across as very cocky. It doesn't come across as, hey, we actually care about consumers and answering consumer questions. It comes across as, we know what we're doing and you don't know what the gaming industry needs and we do. So that is why we are creating this, even though we have no real information to show you and we have no substance to show you guys. Oh, Thor Love and Thunder review score dropped. Wow. Alright, guys. So we are going to move on to the next topic in just a minute, which is going to be Thor Love and Thunder. I'm sure you all are very excited for Thor Love and Thunder, right? Surely you are. Also, chat quickly if you're enjoying the stream. Make sure to give it a like. If you're not, give it a dislike. Donate via Streamlabs. All donations pop up. $3 or more text-to-speech activates. Become a member via YouTube memberships. Dark Titan via Patreon. All that fun stuff. Links are in the description and the pinned comment. Thank you for being here. Hey, don't throw shade at the Freedom Phone. Whatever happened at the Freedom Phone? Whatever happened to it? Also, guys, I'm not sponsored, but I don't drink a lot of like energy drinks because I think 90% of them taste like trash. And I've never tried Bang Energy before. And I saw it and it said cotton candy flavor. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to buy one. I'm going to try it. If my stomach could handle this, I would drink only this. This is the best cotton candy flavored anything I've ever had. But I want to try because it said cotton candy. Holy shit, this is good. It doesn't actually taste like dog shit, which is crazy. It's crazy. All right, chat. Next is Thor Love and Thunder. boy, oh boy. I've talked a lot about Thor Love and Thunder over the past few months. I'm not very excited for Thor Love and Thunder. I will see it. I will watch it so that I can talk about it. But I'm not very excited for Thor Love and Thunder. I know a lot of people are not very excited for it as well. Phase 4 has been phase flop so far. And overall, I'm just not very impressed with what's going on with these films lately. And, well, chat, the reviewer scores for Love and Thunder are out. Now, as I always say, take these review scores with a grain of salt, right? Because I do not trust reviewers for video games, for movies, for TV shows, for entertainment in general. I really don't trust any of these reviewers. But I still wanted to read these scores because these scores are bad, okay? A 70%, it's not the worst score we've ever seen for a movie whatsoever, but it's also definitely not the best. And a 70% from critics is pretty low for a movie like Love and Thunder. And a lot of the reviews say generally the same things. They took something like Ragnarok and they added way more comedy and they kind of turned this movie into a massive joke, and it's just it's a little bit overwhelming. The writing isn't great. We're seeing a lot of different scores, and that is for all critics, right? So that is anyone who is able to see it early. If we go to the top critics, which is like the cream of the crop, the most important critics, it is sitting at a 58%. Thor Love and Thunder is sitting at a 58% top critic score. That is not good. That is really, really bad review scores. So let's click on reviews. Let's go to top critics, right? And funny enough, usually when it comes to top critics are higher, but in this case it's lower. Much lower. So 2 out of 4. With every half-written joke, the creative stasis settles in like a stale fart. Jesus Christ, what a fucking banger. Let's zoom in a little bit more, why don't we? Okay. A B. B's not too bad, right? Portman and especially Bale contribute more than enough capital acting bona fides to lead deeper emotional dimensions to Waititi's loose, occasionally too cheerful, but always visually adventuresome adaptation of the stint of Mighty Thor. Okay. 2 out of 4. Love and Thunder proves the bloom is off the rose when it comes to Waititi's cutesy take on the God of Thunder. Everything is pitched at such a frantically insistent pace that the intended laughs die on the vine. It's a rare Marvel movie that barely holds together. Waititi ups the absurdity and the antics from his first go at the Norse myth narrative with many recycled gags and diminishing returns. I liked Thor Ragnarok. I've said this before. I thought Thor Ragnarok was really good. I liked the theme. A lot of the jokes were good. It had comedy, right? It had those comedic moments and interactions with characters, but it also had a very serious tone at moments, and I thought that it was a great balance. And with Love and Thunder, it seems like there is no balance. They went full force comedy and it just didn't turn out very well. A collision of competing tones, subplots, conceptual big swings, and chaos masquerading as pathos, this new addition to the Asgardian gods and monsters corner of the MCU is a holy mess. Ragnarok may have anointed Waititi as the MCU's eccentric cinematic savior, but the sequel only reveals the crushing reality of toiling in the superhero factory, bigger, bloatier, and wah-wah-wah-wah-ier in this Guns N' Roses way. But in a movie obsessed with Guns N' Roses needle drops, Love and Thunder's can't find a singular original rhythm of its own. I mean, these are not good reviews. And of course, there are some here that are like 3 out of 4, a 3 out of 5, a 4 out of 5. There are some more positive ones here, but there's a lot of negative ones. Attempts to balance the jokey tone of Ragnarok with themes and plot points that would feel more at home in an Ingmar Bergman film, and the results cancel each other out. Some of the positive ones say a high-energy romp that highlights Taika Waititi's exceptional handle. Thor: Love and Thunder doesn't take itself seriously. The computer-generated imagery refashions the cosmos into a candy-colored... I mean, you know, talks about My Little Pony and explosion in a lipstick factory, right? Does that sound appealing to you guys? No, of course it doesn't. To most people, it probably doesn't. A 1 out of 4. Thor 4 is the worst Marvel movie because it's not a movie, it's content. Ooh, yikes. Not good here, chat. I mean, the jokes land, but particularly in the early going, they do so in a way that feels effortful, sweaty, but so what? This movie is too much like the other movies I liked is not an oft-heard complaint among filmgoers after all. The movie feels weightless, flippant, instantly forgettable, sparking neither love nor thunder. Across Taika's film, A War Against the Gods feels like an afterthought to a bad rom-com, a 1 out of 4. There's a lot of fucking harsh reviews here, chat. Thor Ragnarok was great. It mixed the Bundy cop comedy with seriousness of apocalyptic ancient evil. Yeah, and I feel like, you know, having gore in this seemed really cool. It seemed like that serious tone. It just seems like they didn't go serious enough. Which is just unfortunate. Okay, so that's it for top critics. Nope, I meant all critics. Almost feels desperate in its attempts to entertain, fights, special effects, and jokes, but if everything's a joke, does any of it really matter? Now we're getting fucking serious here. Now we're getting deep here. A funny, entertaining, and harmless sci-fi action comedy. That's the thing, right? Is that I like the action comedy, but I also want to see Thor doing what Thor does best, right? Kicking ass, chewing bubblegum. We're not here to see the Jane Foster, Valkyrie, you know, looking for McQueen storyline with a bunch of jokes. I don't know. Is it gonna be good? Judging by these reviews, no. Sometimes we definitely see reviewer scores be low, user scores be high, or vice versa. But I'm not feeling very optimistic about Thor: Love and Thunder right now. If you guys have any questions, or anything you want me to chat about, let me know in chat about Thor: Love and Thunder. But I don't know, guys. I'm not feeling very excited for it right now. Thor: Love and Thunder. Oh, we already read that one. Because a lot of these are ones that we already read. The final 45 minutes do plenty of heavy lifting and carry thunderous stakes and consequences, but it's nowhere near enough to love this. Yikes. I don't know. It's not sounding very good right now. Love and Thunder's badly paced, green screened into oblivion, and the constant dribble of jokes and jabs undercuts any attempt at plotting an emotional arc. Thor: Love and Thunder isn't just a misfire, it's a scam! Holy, based Polygon reviewer. Okay. Like I said, there's quite a few 3 out of 5s here, some 4 out of 5s. Not a lot of super positivity, though. That's all that I really had to discuss with Love and Thunder, guys. Those are the main topics I wanted to discuss tonight. I do have, like, 1 or 2 side topics that we're going to chat about. If you guys have any questions for me, any topics you'd like me to discuss, feel free to leave them in chat. Thanks for being here. If you're enjoying, give the stream a like. Consider donating, becoming a member via YouTube memberships. Links are in the description. in the pinned comment. I appreciate all of you and all of your support. Next I wanted to quickly talk about Lollipop Chainsaw. We did talk about it at the beginning of stream, but I also wanted to talk about it again briefly. Chances are the jokes in Love and Thunder might be good if they were done sparingly, yeah. I mean, I don't know what type of jokes are in Love and Thunder, but the trailer and the teasers definitely didn't have many jokes that landed for me, that made me go, aha, that's funny. I want to see this movie even more now. Love and Blunder, sad. Yeah. I feel like, why the fuck do they always experiment with Thor movies? Because I think that we've seen the Thor films change so fucking drastically. The first Thor movie, people really liked the story. It had a lower budget. People thought, could have been better, right? Visually, it wasn't as stunning as people wanted. Thor 2, the writing, I didn't hate Thor 2, but the writing was definitely the weakest. And again, visually, wasn't as great. Thor Ragnarok, everyone fucking loved it because they went in a very comedic direction while still having serious tones. And again, the first two Thor movies had very, serious tones and themes to them. Not a lot of comedy. Thor Ragnarok, we got into it. Lots of comedy, but also serious tones. It had a very specific theme. Everyone fucking loved it. And now Thor Love and Thunder, they pushed that comedy to the fucking max. It seems like they have some darker themes, but they didn't really nail kind of that balance. Why do they always have to fucking mess around with Thor? Why is Thor the guinea pig? Why? It's dumb. It's like they have all of these ideas and these concepts, and they, instead of putting them into other shows, movies, they go, we'll just do it with the next Thor film. Why are all the Thors so different? I mean, if you watch, like, the Iron Man films, right, they all have very consistent themes, very consistent tones. Captain America as well. Consistent themes, consistent tones. In Thor, they're like, just throw a bunch of shit at the wall and see if anything sticks. It's, why you have to do my man like that? Why do you have to do that to Thor? Do that to a dumbass like fucking Captain Marvel or something. Don't do that to Thor. It's so stupid. The marketing for both Suicide Squad and Peacemaker did not convey the tone of the movie and the show. The marketing always fails these things these days. Yeah, I do agree. Well, yeah, now they want Thor to be just Guardians of the Galaxy. And he isn't, yeah. That's what they're doing now. But yeah, guys, I wanted to talk about this quickly. I did mention it at the beginning of the stream, but Lollipop Chainsaw, we had heard that they were reportedly doing a remake of this, and a lot of people were very excited for it. A lot of people were very hopeful for it, and we finally got the official announcement that the remake for Lollipop Chainsaw is releasing next year. Now, again, before now, it had just been a rumor that they were making this. There was no official confirmation. And now we have the official confirmation that it's releasing next year. But, of course, a lot of people are very worried, primarily because of the themes in Lollipop Chainsaw, right? So first of all, Lollipop Chainsaw had many achievements that you got through doing things like looking up characters' skirts. A lot of people do not think that that type of content will be in the remake. If we look at her outfit, I think the character's outfit is probably the major concern here. I think, and other people think, that she will get the Tifa treatment. Some people think that they will completely change her outfit, because this isn't... there isn't really a lot of solid information here, besides some of the changes that they're making to, like, visuals, music. A lot of people believe that her outfit will be completely changed. I actually do not think that they will completely overhaul her outfit. Some people think that she's going to be in jeans and a long sleeve shirt, right? I don't think they'll do that. But I do think they will give her the Tifa. The good old Tifa. Where in Final Fantasy VII Remake, they took Tifa. Very similar outfit if you look at her and Tifa's outfit side by side. Like her in this case, if it was to happen, she'd have a pair of shorts under her skirt. The skirt would be lifted. The top of the skirt would be lifted higher up, probably directly under her belly button, or even half covering her belly button. And then we will most likely get a bunch of random fabric underneath her bra slash top slash chest plate, however, whatever you want to call it. I've seen people call it many different things. But under her top, right? Her cleavage would be covered up. There'd be this awkward white or black fabric. You know, around the side boob would be covered up. There'd probably be fabric underneath the line of her top that goes down farther so there's less abdomen showing. Maybe they'll even change her top completely. Who knows? But a lot of people do think that she's going to get the Tifa treatment, and I do agree. I did make a tweet about this, but I would put money on her getting the Tifa treatment. Skirt will be raised, added layer of fabric under her top, shorts under the skirt. If we're lucky, it won't be a full outfit change. And they did talk about how they are going to make a lot of different tonal changes, like music, okay? A lot of people remember great music being in Lollipop Chainsaw. They are not keeping a lot of the music. Almost all of the music is going to be new because of licensing issues. I think that all of these things have people worried that maybe there's going to be a lot of different atmosphere differences compared to the original. I don't want to say I have 100% proof and evidence that she's going to be changed at this point, but I do think there is a lot of reason to be worried. And of course, if we scroll down through the comments, there's a lot of people voicing their worry that she could be altered. People saying things like, I think they're going to use a nun as a protagonist this time. Yeah, different times. Are people forgetting that the OG was raw and uncut? This remake is going to be censor heavy, especially in today's market and political/social climate. I do have that worry. Again, I don't want to, say it's doomed, boycott it, because we don't have any full evidence yet, but we've gotten to the point where we shouldn't give companies blind support just because we like them, right? Especially when a character looks like this. Jesus Christ. Oh, God forbid she be wearing a bra and a short skirt. We can't have that. Even though it's a game for adults, adults aren't allowed to have this type of content. Yes and no. Cool to hear the consideration, but we all know this game is going to join the censorship bandwagon immediately. It has lots of edgy humor, and the thing that scares today's social political spectrum, a sexy protagonist. Yeah. I think there's a lot to be worried about. One down, a lot more to go. Holy fucking shit. I mean, god damn it. God motherfucking damn it. Never in a million years did I expect this. The world is healing. Okay, it's a pretty good meme. It is a pretty funny meme, okay? Even though we're worried. A lot of people saying, like, yeah, this is awesome. I adore this game. This is wonderful news, and I do want to be positive about it. But is Sexy Chainsaw Woman going to still be Sexy Chainsaw Woman? I mean, there were achievements where you could look up her skirt You got achievements for looking up her skirt. Do you think that that's going to be in a game in 2023? Probably not. Unless they go balls to the walls and say, you know what, we're not changing anything. This is why our game got popular in the first place. And of course, then that's going to trigger specific people on social media. People who probably wouldn't even buy it anyway. But yeah, day one purchase. People getting very excited. And I'm excited too, but it is worrying. If I go on over to my tweet thread about it, a lot of people commenting things like, I really hope you're wrong, but I'm going to wait and see what happens. Companies can't be trusted with titles like these anymore, and you always have to assume how they are going to censor it. Yeah, I also hope that I'm wrong, right? I'm not sitting here saying, I hope I'm right and that this game is censored. I fucking hope that I'm wrong. But how many times have I talked about censorship on this channel? How many times have I talked about a character like a Tifa getting censored, right? I just don't have any hope in these companies. I don't know. I want to believe that, yeah, you know, this is really the product that we're going to get. That this is really, truly the product that we're going to get at the end of the day, because it's not like it's releasing tomorrow. We've still got a year and a half of time to burn, at least, if they don't delay it. So this is the product that we could get. I hope we get. But it might not be. Also, chat, I wanted to read you this article quickly. At least a little bit of it. I talk all the time about how gaming journalists hate gamers. Go fucking figure, right? The people who get paid to play video games and talk about video games hate gamers. Wow, I'm so fucking shocked. There was an article put up on thegamer.com yesterday. It was like last night. Titled, Gamers Are Terrible People and We Should Stop Being Okay With It. We are literally fucking talking about a website called thegamer.com. This person is getting paid by a website that is supposed to be for gamers and about gamers. Jesus Christ. And they're talking about how gamers are shitheads and gamers are terrible people and we shouldn't deal with this. We shouldn't accept this. How do you expect to gain, you know, followers this way? Or how do you expect to gain respect by doing this, by saying these things? I just don't understand it. I don't understand it. It says, gamers have stepped up their usual brand of toxic harassment recently, and we need to admit they are real fans causing real problems. Of course, it's only the gamers, chat. Surely, it's not all of the other people on the internet. It's only the gamers. Those darn gamers. Being shitheads. Oh, jeez. I mean, really? That's it. That's it. It's just gamers trademark. It says, there are a lot of people who play video games that balk at the idea of being called a gamer. I work for a website literally called The Gamer, and I feel the same way. Also, yes, The Gamer. No spaces. The gaming is one of the most popular hobbies in the world, and the representation on screen in development studios and in journalism is more diverse than ever. In the boardroom, not so much, but hey, nobody's perfect. There are a huge range of games to play and characters in them, and yet nobody wants to be a gamer. I'm a gamer. I'm proud to be a gamer. I like being a gamer. I'm not a little bitch who says, I have to be different. Okay, I can't be called a gamer. I'm different than the gamers. I mean, literal pick me here. I'm different than all of the other gamers. There are a huge range of games to play, Who can blame them? This week has shown that gamers are the worst, and it's difficult to know how to stop it. Gamers are the worst, huh? Not like murderers. No, gamers are the worst. That makes a lot of sense, chat. Are you a murderer? Is there a murderer in chat? You're not as bad as a gamer. I hope that makes you feel good. There are more general gamer elements. I fucking hate how they're like using gamer as a bad term. I hate that shit. Have you ever played a game in your life? You're a gamer. So you're a toxic shithead. I wrote last year when a female Valorant streamer was told to go back to Halo despite go back to Valorant being the usual sexist call out that it's basically impossible for women to play a game without being told it's not for them. Yeah. Why don't we get a female's opinion on that? Yeah. That's it, alright. I wouldn't know anything about that, right, chat? I think maybe during, like, my Xbox 360 days when I was a fucking 12-year-old on Modern Warfare 3, fucking shit-talking other nerds, and I was a nerd. Yeah. Maybe between the people who were calling me a squeaker and, oh, you sound like a little boy, and then the people who realized I was a girl and then suddenly were nice to me, you know what? Maybe a few times I had heard, you know, you're a girl, gaming isn't for you. It's been many years. I have not heard, you're a girl, so it's not okay that you play a game in a very long time, chat. I mean, I don't know why this is put in articles anymore. But why don't you fucking show some proof, right? I mean, yikes. The exceptions are the less combat-focused games like Animal Crossing, although many toxic gamers will tell you they're not real games anyway. Now, I'm not saying that there are no gamers who are toxic, right? Because in every fucking group of people, there's always shitheads. There's always toxic people, right? There's always the bad apples in the bunch, right? But, I mean, Animal Crossing sold millions of copies in a very short amount of time. It's an amazing selling game. I don't think that that is a good example to use. Now, if you used an example like Candy Crush, yeah, I feel like it's a meme on the internet where it's like, you play Candy Crush, you're not a real gamer. But Animal Crossing? I don't think that that was a good example to use. Then there's rampant racism in gaming communities. Uh-oh, PewDiePie used one word how many fucking years ago at this point? What even year was that shit? That was like, what, 2016? It had to be like 2016, okay? It's 2022. You're using one example from years ago. iShowSpeed might have been permabanned from Twitch, but his violently sexist and obnoxiously offensive style of streaming has earned him a huge impressionable audience. We are talking about, and then they bring up FaZe Clan, right? They banned another member for using the N-word. You're talking about 3 people here. You're talking about 3 people. You've only got 3 examples? I mean, come on. Really? 3. That's all you've got? Of course, they're only bringing up the largest situations that have trended because they don't actually have any other examples. But come on. I mean, really? Are people still legitimately upset that PewDiePie said a word back in 2017? No. I wish I could say I was surprised that an article like this was written, but I'm honestly not. Yeah, And then it says, on to more specific incidents, keep in mind that the longer we allow the gamers are at it again mindset to remain, the longer we are accepting that things like this are just a regular part of one of the planet's most popular pastimes. I mean, what do you want to do about gamers, right? Like, what does this individual want to be done about gamers, right? Scrolling down, it goes on to say, this unfortunately is a rather common form of gamer rage. God of War Ragnarok fans have been far more creative. God of War is the biggest game yet to release this year. It hasn't released this year. Why are you saying it's the biggest game yet to release this year? First of all, Elden Ring? What the fuck? But second of all, God of War hasn't even released yet. We do not even have an official release date for it, so you can't make that claim, but hashtag totally not sponsored, Kappa. It says fans who are definitely going to buy this game day one are currently desperate to see an advert for it. I've used to fans repeatedly there because I've seen this argument that those people are not true God of War fans. These people have collector's editions, tattoos, custom controllers. Do they provide any evidence? No, they're just making claims out of their asses. When Alana Pierce joined the God of War development team, we saw signs of this. She is one of the most fetishized people in modern gaming, and at the first sign of delay, she was immediately bombarded with rape threats and pornographic fakes of herself. Now, obviously, I do not think that this should have happened, and I do not think that she should be threatened because a studio she is working for has not released a game. But that's the example they use, and she did face a lot of backlash, but a lot of developers faced a lot of backlash. And again, I'm not saying that that backlash is good or acceptable or it's okay. But scrolling down, it says this was mocked more than it was criticized. Silly little gamer in his silly little penis pictures. But this is a campaign of sexual harassment that is ostensibly being done out of love for the piece of art she is helping create. It's monstrous that this happens, and it's ridiculous that we just toss these incidents on the pile of excuses and say gamers will be gamers. What do you want to do about those people then? What is this individual? What is their solution, right? Again, this is unacceptable behavior, yes, but you can't just group everyone who plays games together and say, oh, it's the gamers again, they're terrible people, we should get them banned from the internet. It says, we should care more about gaming than to let this all slide, only interacting when we can get a cheap laugh out of a dunk tweet, all while the undercurrent of hatred and harassment swells stronger. They give zero suggestions. They only bring up, 4 examples of gamers are terrible people, and they're only using the largest incidents that have happened that they can think of to paint gamers as bad people. And this is an individual who works for the gamer, yet, I don't know, seems to really hate the gaming community. Now, I'm only judging based on a few articles that I've seen here. But they've put up articles saying gaming needs to get over its love of guns, even though shooters are massive in the entertainment industry, right? But they talk about how basically they think video games cause real-world violence, which is not the case, but they talk about how, these games should probably be more introspective. Again, the article from yesterday, gamers are terrible people and we should stop letting them get away with it. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of articles that are similar to this. I did see a thread on Twitter that had a couple of screenshots of articles this individual's written, but I couldn't find it. Someone had tweeted it to me, or no, they didn't tweet it directly at me, but they tagged me and a few other people in it. But yeah, they've written many articles like this. I mean, look at this one. The MCU needs to stop listening to its fans. If you stop listening to fans, you're not going to end up making money. I mean, do you really expect people to pay for something that isn't made for fans? Like, what kind of ridiculous claim is that? Oh, here it is. Yeah. Here, I mean, I've already showed a couple of them. But another one was like, yeah, gaming needs to get over its love of guns. We shouldn't have cared about EA's single-player tweet as much as we did. All people were doing was dunking on a company that's out of touch with their consumers. But yeah, I mean, I most likely will do a video on this. But yeah, I wanted to bring that up because, guys, you all are terrible people, and I am not okay with it. Today, it stops, okay? You gamers in chat are terrible people, and I have stopped being okay with it. But yeah, I'm gonna wrap up stream in a couple minutes. Those are the main topics I had to discuss tonight, so if you have any questions or topics you'd like me to talk about, leave them in chat. I'd be happy to answer or chat about whatever for the next couple minutes. Probably I'll be streaming about 10 more minutes. But yeah. Stacy is just a rage baiter. Oh yeah. And like, I have nothing personal against this person, right? Like, I don't know them. I've never talked to them. I've never interacted with them. But clearly all of their a lot of their articles, I should say, are rage bait. In defense of dead games. Talking about, you know, Sega's Hyenas looks like another tired battle royale experiment. The thing is that people like battle royales and they're still massively popular. I mean, I don't know. A lot of their articles seem interesting. Co-op might already be ruining Gotham Knights. We don't know that, though. And what would you rather do? Not have a feature in a game? I'm all for features. Stray. I can't wait for Stray! Oh my god! It's like, what, a week? How many more weeks? A week and a half? 2 weeks? Oh my god, 2 weeks from today! Oh my god, Stray is releasing soon. I'm so excited. But yeah, guys. Gamers are terrible. Remake is trending on Twitter. Let's see why. Oh, it's just for the... listen, guys. Scrolling down Twitter is, whew. That is risky. Scrolling down Twitter is very risky. Because, yikes. Listen, I like a lot of... I follow, you know, a lot of artists that I've talked about on the channel. And, a lot of them do NSFW art, and I'm not going to unfollow them. And I end up, let's just say my feed is very interesting. So we're not actually going to scroll, and we're not going to play with Fate today. Does that sound good? That sounds good to me. Fate is not on my side. Endling? What is Endling? Endling game? What the fuck is Endling? It comes out the same day as Stray. As the last mother fox on Earth! Your cubs need all the care to survive! You have to raise foxes? And you're the mother fox and you have to teach them? And save them? God damn it, where's my credit card? Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh! Why is it so cute? Why is it so cute? Of course Juby would know it. No, Arctic foxes are one of my favorite animals. May I just add? Ah, oh my god, that's so cute. Oh my god, $30. Oh my god, I gotta swipe my credit card later. Oh my god. Your cub can't swim? My cub is gonna fucking drown! It's gonna fucking drown! Oh, no. It's reminding me of, like, the penguin incident. How I accidentally shot that penguin in the face. In Subnautica. Oh, God. Oh, God. It's just I'm having these PTSD flashbacks suddenly. Like, I'm expected to carry a fox cub over that. It's gonna fall. Unless a fox cub can magically fly, it's dead. I will be purchasing this. Okay. Let's not remember the bad times. Let's just think of the good times, you know? Accidentally? It was an accident, in fact. Yeah, if you guys have any last-minute questions or topics, feel free to ask. If you're enjoying the stream, make sure to give it a like. Also, someone's just said this, and that's great. If you're enjoying the content, consider hitting the wallet button on your controller. If you're enjoying, hit the wallet button, chat. And, yeah. Donate, support. Thanks for being here. Endling. Extinction is forever. Uh-oh. Yeah, if I'm the mother fox, extinction is definitely forever. No credit card swipe needed. Just hit the wallet button 5 times rapidly and we'll automatically charge your account for more content. It's so fucking sad, but it's so fucking true. How did you accidentally shoot a penguin in the face? It was an accident! I, like, kicked it or something. I don't remember. It was in Subnautica. Like, I accidentally did something. I pushed off the edge or something. Or I shot it or something. It was an accident. Regardless, we were testing mechanics, and I accidentally shot the penguin. I don't remember exactly. Slick isn't here to remind us. Slick would remember. Slick would remember. But alright guys, I am going to wrap up the stream here. Thank you all so much for stopping by tonight. I do really appreciate it. If you enjoyed, please make sure to give it a like. If you didn't, give it a dislike. I appreciate your support either way. Next stream will be Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern. And we will be playing more Moyoro Chronicles. But yeah, guys, I'm going to... Oh, the music kind of went quiet. But I'm going to wrap up the stream here. Make sure to give it a like if you enjoyed. Check out links in the description. Thank you all so much for stopping by, and have a fantastic evening, everyone.